Hi, good morning, ma'am. How are
Hi,
you?
good morning. Good morning. One second, let's raise the volume. So, Keshav, right? That's the way to pronounce it? Or Kesav?
It is Keshav.
Keshav.
There's an
Great.
H missing, but it is
Yeah.
Keshav.
So wonderful. Keshav, Binoy, Kiron, delighted to have you talking to me. I saw Girls Will Be Girls, and I didn't know whether to like you or despise you. So, you've
Well, thank you
obviously
so much,
done
ma'am.
a good job.
It's an honor to talk to you, and
No,
I've
no, not
read
at
so
all.
much
In
of
fact,
reviews and yeah.
thank you. And I met and talked to Preeti as well. So she's told me a lot about you as well. I
How
met her
sweet.
in
I hope
Calcutta.
good things.
Oh, very good things. And in fact, she was talking about how you put her onto Adishakti as well, and how it was, I think,
Yeah,
quite transformative for both of you. So
yeah,
delighted to have you with me, as I said. And when I was watching Girls Will Be Girls, and I read your bio as well, I thought there's some similarity. Maybe you're not such a heel, of course, but
yeah.
there's some similarity in terms of where you've been and where you've studied, and the character that you played. So talk a little about that and about your own background.
Very much, ma'am. In fact, when I heard about the character, I think I told the assistant of the casting director that this is actually me. You don't have to
Yeah.
go around looking for much because this is technically me. Because the background is, like you said, very similar. I'm born in Kerala, so that makes me a South Indian as Srinivas, and I'm brought up in Mumbai and in Malaysia. I was my secondary education I did it in Kuala Lumpur. Um, so that's where actually I started my interest for theater as well. It I used to watch a lot of films, Malayalam and Hindi mainly, in theaters because my father didn't used to like watching films on TV. So we used to go to the theater, which now he probably regrets because I'm into this line now. And so I used to be a dancer in school
Oh,
for all these annual day plays and stage plays and everything. So we used to be the filler ones in between the drama, right? The dance performances. And then I used to be on the center stage, but after a point that um, the attention seeking me, I was a bit disappointed that people are actually enjoying the drama more, the people who are saying the dialogues, and we dancers are just fillers. So that's when I thought of trying out acting and skits. So it started with stage plays. Then I did my engineering degree in Jaipur in Manipal University. Uh, there is when I actually got the confidence of doing it right now, like right then. It was always part of the plan that I will give it a try, give it a shot acting, but I didn't know when. So I was so passionate about just the art form of theater. I was the vice president there, and I was giving so much in that specific college itself. So I thought, why not uh, try it outside the college for myself? And that's when I got this open casting call for Girls to Be Girls uh, in my close WhatsApp group of my friends, and I just applied for it. My friends told me that this might be a fake call. They'll ask you for money and all that. So I thought, जब पूछ लेंगे तब मना कर दूंगा.
right.
Yeah.
So this was from Delhi, the open casting call. You had to go to Delhi for it, or you were in Jaipur?
I was in Jaipur in my hostel, and
Hmm.
it came through the Delhi theatre circuit, the Delhi
Right.
College level of theatre. So the lady who I talked to also, she asked me, "Are you from the Delhi theatre circuit?" So I said, "No, I'm in Jaipur, but I just somehow got it through a friend of mine."
Right.
So she said, "Okay, just send in your pictures," and then the first round was to say just sharing pictures, and then I had to give my introduction video, and I had to talk about astronomy because Srinivas'
That's
character,
right. Srinivas is
yeah,
obsessed with that. Yeah.
yeah. So I talked about it with my limited understanding. So it went more of into a philosophical way of how we are just tiny things when we look from the bigger picture, and how we thought Earth is the center of everything in the beginning, and then we later realized that it's sun. So into all that, it was more of a philosophical talk. I just switched on the video and I just talked to it like a friend. Um, I think that worked out, that ease of talk, which now I think is missing when I audition or when I give my introduction to people, because now I kind of know how to give an introduction, right?
That's
The
right.
formulated way. So that's, yeah, that's about it. That's how I got it. And then I was called to Delhi for
Huh.
my first audition round.
How many
Sorry,
did you have to do?
first was a on screen, like I had to record it and send it. So I found this small studio room in my college, recorded it from there, sent it. Then they called me to Delhi because Suchi ma'am was flying down. Um, and I met Dilip sir there. Uh, this
That's
was the
Dilip
second round.
Shankar.
Yeah, Dilip Shankar sir. And it was a lovely meeting. And then after that, I was sent the script. I read the script, and then there was a chemistry test where I met Preeti and Kanichechi
Preeti.
in Bombay. So this entire duration was about 8 months, like from the time of when we started talking about the film and till I got finally.
And all this while you were studying.
I was in my third year of computer science engineering.
Right. But that's tough, isn't it? You must have had a lot of juggling to do.
Not really, because my priorities were very straight. To be honest, I would. I mean, I can't even, though I'm done with my engineering degree, but I cannot call myself an engineer because that's not right for the engineers with the knowledge I've gotten. Because I have just done theater. My mom used to say that now I know why you left Bombay and you went to Jaipur, because you wanted that freedom, and it's technically like they put you in an acting school because that's all you do there. But the teachers were supportive,
That's
and
nice.
yes.
Right. Is so but your father's not a diplomat, unlike Srinivas. He's or is he?
He is. I mean, he's in the corporate world, so he's been traveling
Okay.
always.
Right.
Yeah,
And your mom?
he was part of the Builder Group, and my mom is a freelance interior designer.
Oh, nice. So very
Yeah,
I guess you get your artistic genes from your mom.
totally, totally. And more than that, ma'am, I think it's been a passion. When she works, she loves it when she works, and she doesn't have to look for work or promote herself for work. It just comes to her because it's sheer passion, and that's something I've always looked up to, especially for her, because uh, people complain about having work to do to manage the housework and also the professional side, but that has always been a creative side for her to explore things. She's her own boss. Um, so yeah, I think somewhere while growing up watching her do this, it really played a big role.
Yeah. Are you the only child or you have a sibling as well?
No, I have an elder sister.
Oh, okay. What
She's
does
in
she do?
Canada. She's doing a diploma in child psychology.
Oh, wonderful. So really accomplished family, but you're the only one who's the actor there. So, has your father reconciled to the idea of his son not being an engineer but an actor?
He had sleepless nights at the beginning when I got the film, and he was so worried. Oh God, I can't tell you.
What was he
He came
worried
to
about?
Jaipur. Just the world, right? Just I mean, till now, it's just been talks that he's heard. My entire family, in fact, myself included. Um, and he had big plans of putting me into corporate internships and getting the best of
Right.
that world with his network and everything. But yeah, I just had chosen the other way around. And he also now that since Girls Will Be Girls has done so well, that has really been a blessing for me. More than for me, it's because my parents are they see that okay, there is something positive, and yeah, maybe there is that he can have a future in this as well.
Right.
So that is
But of
quite
course,
blessed.
I mean, it is tough. It's a
It
terrific
is.
beginning, but you know how tough it is. So,
Yeah.
what are your plans? Because You traveled with the film as well. It must have been marvelous, right? You went to Sundance and did you go elsewhere as well?
No, just Sundance, and that itself was a
That must
crazy
have been an
experience.
amazing experience, right?
Yes, it was. Again, it was the first time traveling, the first film. So many of our first, Suchi ma'ams, Preetis. We missed Kani uh, on our Sundance trip, but Ali
She
sir was
only
there.
goes to Cannes. She doesn't go anywhere
I'm waiting to meet her and complain about that.
else.
Um, but yes, Sundance was that was just a it was a reward of of the
Right,
entire love and everything that we did for the film. Um, got to learn a lot. In fact, Girls Will Be Girls has really changed me even in the things I consume, the cinema I consume, um, and many of my habits, say reading. It really has helped me a lot in changing the person I was before.
right. So, in what way? When you say reading, were you not a big reader before? Have you become one now? Or?
I have, and I enjoy reading scripts a lot now,
Hmm,
plays and films, right? Earlier, I used to watch a very typical type of films which I used to enjoy. Um, not just films, even music for that matter. I used to be very specific and used to listen to the same thing, my own genre of that slow, melodious songs, uh, just that one specific type. And that's when Dilip sir had actually during our workshops, we had a workshop with him before the film, and he told me that you should, for you to grow as an artist, it's very important for you to consume art and music of all types.
right.
And I think that really resonated with me. Then I started going to art exhibitions, to museums alone, and then yeah, it's I think
So, a
that's
lot
helped
of,
me.
yeah, so a lot of work that you've done on yourself in the last year or so, I guess.
Yeah, I believe I did 2 years to be exact. I mean, we were shooting in October 2022. So it's been 2 years, and I have been actively auditioning in Malayalam industry here in Bombay. In fact, even Tamil and Telugu also I have auditioned. Um,
Wonderful.
been waiting, and I think the best time to what I can do with this time is to work on myself. So try to
Absolutely.
attend some workshops and yeah,
How was Adi Shakti? It was a 7 day
Adish,
workshop, right?
it's a 10-day workshop, 10-day,
Talk a
and
little about it.
sure, sure. Each day is about 13 hours, so it's very physically
Wow.
also very exhausting. And so for the longest time, I wanted to understand the importance of breath in acting. I've heard so much about it, breath and rhythm, especially from Ali sir when we were when we were in the US, because his base of
That's
acting
Ali
he gives
Fazal, right?
Ali Fazal, yeah.
Yeah, your producer.
So he gives my producer, yeah. So he gives almost his entire he says he learned acting from Adishakti. It's been his only source of
Oh,
education to say so in acting. So he spoke so highly of it. Kani Chechi spoke so highly of it, and he used to talk about rhythm in acting and understanding rhythm. Uh, Again, I had just read at places that Irfan Khan Saab, he used to break the rhythm. So just all that built up my curiosity, and I had no idea about what it was, and also to use breath. So Adishakti really focuses on that, on using breath as a tool for an actor and rhythm as a tool. Uh, so I did it just last month in July. I did uh, it's called the SOP workshop. It's a 10-day workshop. They introduce you to tools. And then after that is actually when the work starts that you have to practice those tools and enhance them to be able to
right.
use it.
So, what in particular did you take away? I mean, apart from breath, what are the exercises that they taught you which you now incorporate in your daily routine? Is there some such thing?
There are eye exercises to add strength to your eyes basically,
Oh, how
and to
interesting.
yeah to hold facial muscles because when you do a scene, basically their concept is that one thought uh, is in one breath.
Right.
So you don't take another breath unless you finish that thought.
Oh,
And also emotions through technical face muscles, and not like you don't have to recall something in your personal memory. And if somebody's if there's a scene of somebody dead, you don't have to imagine your grandparents or your parents. Uh, that's not the school of acting that they teach. They teach is it's technical. Like you control your breath there, you extend your facial structure to this much, and then you play with the quantity, and you'll have it. So I practice
but
the
in
facial
a,
muscles
yeah,
with all that.
okay. But it's actually so different from how you acted in Girls Will Be Girls, right? Because that must have been just spontaneous. I mean, you
Yes,
didn't
it
have all
was.
this knowledge before that.
Yeah, yeah. And that was so the most difficult part, I say always, is that in Girls Will Be Girls was not doing a lot of things in Girls Will Be Girls,
Yeah,
because I have done collegiate level theater where you don't know if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. You're maybe now I would say I was doing mistakes and everything, but you do a lot. You rehearse. You want to be good at it, so you do the same scene about 20, 30 days before performing. I had to not do all of that here. The training was to do less, but work with the intention of that particular scene and trust the body, and just just trust it that your body will be able to do it.
right.
Uh, Again, like you said, it was very spontaneous things, but which is
Yeah,
not what I learned at Adishakti, which is good because you need to know different ways, right? Approaches. Because I always
yeah,
thought that what
yeah,
if this never works in a specific situation?
right. Because what is most remarkable about your character is that he's so ambivalent. You don't know whether he's the good guy or a slightly manipulative person, right? Not slightly,
Yeah,
quite.
yeah,
And
quite.
your relationships with Preeti's character and Kani's character are both little different, right? So to
Yes.
play that ambivalence, I wonder what little nasty streak in you tapped into.
I think I did. And while playing the character, I somehow felt that maybe I had been this person also sometime in
Yeah,
my maybe my first relationship, or sometime I probably have been at that place, maybe not to that of much of a degree, but knowing that okay, I am the wiser one, or I know more than my partner, so
right.
leading the relationship and thinking
Yeah,
that okay, she's a kid, I'll tell her what to do, and
yeah,
I know more than her. And also the the thought of a boy who thinks he's a man,
yeah,
but he's not actually. He's just a boy.
right. He's just a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
I
that's
think
that's
those
very
things really
interesting.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to bring about. I mean, he thinks he's very cool and very camouflaged, but actually he's quite transparent. So that level of
Yeah. Yeah.
ambiguity is very difficult to play.
And very honestly, ma'am, I can't even take the credit of that. I think. I mean, Suchi ma'am's instructions for Shri was very clear that he's not a bad guy. There were
Huh.
people on the set telling me that, dude, your character is a jerk. Like, I had ADs coming to say and that I have had a boyfriend like you, and oh God, Shri
But
is a
it's
jerk.
true. You are a jerk.
And I was always so defensive about it. I was like, no, he was just naive. He's a kid. Come on. I mean, you can't. But yeah, like Suchi ma'am again says that it was probably the situation. It never meant that he didn't uh, love him
Like
less,
her. Yeah,
love her less, but just that you think Shri is the good man among all the men you see in the film, but actually even he's not. That even he has
yeah,
his problems, and the way he treats women. on the outer level, it might look like, okay, he respects them, he values them, he listens to them, but there's a hidden intention, or maybe something that he even is not, he doesn't know that. Yeah,
My alternative title for the movie is Boys Will Be Boys.
perfect. Exactly.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, but on a more serious note, Keshav, given what is happening in the country today, and, there's so much talk about women's safety and, male behavior towards it. I think it's a very significant film, and I do hope it'll be released soon because, towards the end, the way she's hounded by
yeah.
the boys, and, it's in a school, educational institution, you feel it's a safe place. There's so many similarities to what has happened in Calcutta that I do feel that somehow it may be a movie that was shot 2 years ago, but it's so timely.
Oh, very much, ma'am. In fact, I've been having this. I was deeply disturbed by all with the current everything that's going on. It's not just current;
Especially
it's
because
always been there. It's
Preeti
just that
is,
it's in the
yeah,
limelight now.
and I felt because Preeti is in Calcutta at this point,
Yeah,
she's studying. There's so many things that must be bothering all of you, right?
definitely. And that was a very scary scene. Also, I mean, I was behind the scenes the entire time when it was being shot. It was very scary. It's happening in a school in daylight then,
Yeah,
and it's honestly it's not even fictional because you can see it happening.
yeah,
Um, though it is shot, the setting is in the 90s. The sad thing is that it is very much still possible to
yeah.
happen in the current day.
There'll be probably more boys in that mob.
Yeah, yeah. So it all, and honestly, I think the only solution is I do not know. I mean, capital punishment, everything that talks about that, that's very subjective. The numbers say that it doesn't really help. Uh, the best possible solution, I believe, is to start from schools, to s- to work on the level of even calling names. It all starts from there, right? It's not a sudden a
Yeah,
black
yeah,
and
of
white
course.
thing. It's an entire
It's a
scale where
gradual,
things,
yeah.
yeah. So I really hope this film reaches the audience in India as well, because it has to start from school and with the young minds. And
Absolutely.
some people were not able to relate it, I think, in uh, i- when it was screened outside. I heard some people, like, when we were talking, they couldn't relate to that specific scene of the ending. They just thought that this was a bit random, and this broke the flow of the film. But I think we, being in this country, we are more familiar, and we know
Yeah.
that this
We
is,
know it can happen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what now for you, Keshav? What are you doing? Auditioning? Have you zeroed in on any roles? What do you plan to do?
It's been 2 years of wait, no complaints, because of course it takes its own time.
Yeah,
But just very recently, 2 weeks back, I signed a film. Uh,
excellent.
Thanks to the screening at IFLA. So there was a, director, writer, producer who saw the film, and
Oh,
I auditioned for it. And yeah, I've just signed the film. It's going to be shot
is it in
next month.
is it in English or Hindi or
It is.
Malayalam?
It is in English. It is in English,
Okay,
and it's an English film based on an Indian man's story.
okay,
And so it's about a guy who uh, shifts from India to the US with his wife, and his
okay,
habits, his gambling habits, secret gambling habits, kind of lead to a big problem
okay.
for him. So
Who's
yeah,
the director? Can you talk about it?
his name is Arun Konda, and this, I believe, his last film was before COVID. Um, it's a small independent film,
Right.
and it's going to be shot in US next month.
Excellent. I hope your father's happy.
He is. He is. Thank you.
Great. So really lovely to speak to you, Keshav. I wish you all the best, and don't
Thank
play
you.
too many heels and gamblers and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
In fact,
it's nice.
I always thought,
Yeah.
sorry, you were saying.
No, but it's good. No, I mean, every man is not perfect, and it's about time we saw all shades to men on screen as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You were saying something before I cut you off?
No, I was saying that I always thought maybe what if I just get roles of like, those charming boy whose smile works, and then came this, and I was like, wow, of me playing a
Charming boy
married
who's
man from a,
actually a serial killer or something.
yeah, yeah. Oh God,
No, no, but it'll all be fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it was a real pleasure to speak to you, and all the very best.
it was an honor talking to you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
take care. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye.
Bye.